So imagine this conversation. You're not only telling people we are reducing your salaries. You're now telling them, oh, na ile deni sikuwa nimewalipa. Imagine bado siwalipi. Mnaanza job. Then as tunapiga job ni wamalizie deni. And then sasa nianze kuwalipa for the new project, yeah.
CTA, becoming CEO.
You never truly know people until you take the time out to get to know people. Story ni moto, story ni fire. We're continuing the journey. Now, Phil, where you are, it's very relatable with the show that you do, Becoming CEO.
Yes.
Because you guys, you and Abel, is Bob with you at this time?
Yes.
So the three of you guys, you're sort of doing this company and you're getting success in that you are onboarding clients, meaning your shows are being commissioned.
Right.
But you're also having tremendous failure in that you're not breaking even. Let me ask, why were you making losses?
We didn't have an accountant. You know, that's such a very simple and basic thing you assume everyone should know. But that's what becoming CEO is all about. I didn't know. We didn't think much of it. Then I'd been used to doing productions for Citizen and handling large amounts of money, but not on this level of running a business. So the first mistake we made is we didn't have an accountant. So nowadays I tell people, the first employee you get is an accountant.
So true.
Yani,
Accountant will have to lawyer.
Yes, accountant na ukuwe na legal. Those two. Afadhali kose watu wengine wote.
Very true.
Yeah. So that was our first biggest mistake. Yeah.
Explain it to me. Were you double paying people? Were you...
Not really.
You hadn't done the feasibility study?
Yes, thank you. So that's what we had not done. The feasibility study and the projections. And we had actually not produced on this level as well. Now, this is Mnet. The game here has changed. This is not your local TV station. So the demand for quality is on another level. Because the QC, the quality control for Mnet is crazy. Like they even had to fly in guys from South Africa to train us on the quality they expected from us. Yes. So we quickly learned, these budgets we were jumping up and down. Hey, these budgets, they don't make sense.
For example, you can't use the camera you're using.
Yeah. Like the first season of Hulabaloo Estate, which was the first show we shot for them, I quickly went and hired the same cameras we used to use for Citizen and KTN. The first day they watched the content, they're like, what trash is this? Bro, because this quality is horrible. Yeah, so now that's when they even brought in a QC gentleman just to tell us, now this is the quality we expect. This is the sound quality we expect. So you have to up your sound game as well. So we made a lot of losses because one, we didn't know what it actually it will take to produce shows for Mnet on this quality.
What it entails.
Yes, what it entails. Number two, we didn't have an accountant to do the projections and tell us, guys, this is how much you guys are getting paid, but try and use up to only about 60% of the budget so that you have a 40% just allowing you. Yeah, so actually the biggest mistake, we just didn't have an accountant to plan the whole thing. Simple.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. So did you have to shoot that first season again?
Thankfully they let it slide. Thankfully, I think walisema it was our mistake hatukuwa tumewaambia. But now you know better. But again, these quality things, it's you and I who notice. The average TV watcher, like right now, you're shooting on 4K.
Yeah.
The guy who's watching on YouTube most probably is watching it on 720.
Even 480.
You know?
Usi watch shows zangu on 480 jo. Like 4K.
You know? So the audience didn't mind it. They didn't notice, so they loved it. And they
put it on like that?
Yeah, they put it on like that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. But now the one thing is we were also quick to learn and we were not greedy. So if it's investing in better gear, better equipment, now we took loans and invested in better gear, better equipment, so that we could give them the quality that they deserved.
Bro, you said something. Took loans. Took loans from who? Who is giving creative loans?
Sharks, mtu yangu. Loan sharks.
For real? Wow. I mean, because I really asked that question. Really. It doesn't matter what your numbers are showing. Banks are not going to care.
Bro, hiyo kitu unikasirisha. Like, we've had the same account since we opened this company. The amount of money that has gone through that account, I still cannot get a loan to buy a camera.
Today?
To date. By the way, kuna siku nilikuwa nimejaa miko. Yani nyi watu. These cameras, the return on investment on a camera, like I can use a camera for even 20 years.
Yes.
Na bado inaingiza do. But you guys are quicker to give loans to a farmer anunue ng'ombe, lakini sio camera. And I'm not saying a cow is any lesser, but bro, ng'ombe inaweza pata homa ikufe.
I get.
But farmers in this country get loans. Creatives don't get loans. Of course, now I've come to understand there's much more to it. It starts from a government. So like our government prioritizes farmers and agriculture. So there's a way our government will cushion agriculture as a sector. So banks can give loans based on that. They're like, at least our behinds are covered kidogo. The creative sector, not so much.
Phil, then how are you getting money to do your shows?
At this point,
yeah.
So what we did is, so that there are two different ways of doing shows.
Paul, yeah. We're entering this.
Yeah.
You have not been given a bank loan from the day you started your company.
No.
Bro.
None.
I say that with an understanding of course, you've not given me any information, but my mind can do the projections. Because I know Mnet is very different from the other stations.
Yeah.
I know Netflix is different from the other stations.
Yes.
So the kind of revenues and the track record that you guys have, you have not got a bank loan.
No.
So how do you film your films?
With our films, we get it from like-minded investors like yourself. So like Richie understands what we do. We talk to you, you give us a soft loan. Then we pay back after a couple of months with interest.
Okay.
For the films, yeah.
Let me ask, like for example, Click Bang. What kind of time period, and what's the minimum amount, and what's the ROI? What's the interest? So, do you have a minimum amount first and foremost?
Yeah. So minimum amount is like 300K. 300,000.
Okay.
We pay it back in 8 months.
8 months, and what percentage?
So you're tutongia, but mostly it's like 10%.
Wow. 10% for 8 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Right. And most of the time we pay before even the 8 months.
So, for example, if you do in 6 months, that means you're doing 20% per annum.
Yeah.
ROI. Wow.
For the films, because those ones now we have a whole new model for those. Now for the Mnet shows, because it's a commissioned piece of work, they own the IP. So they pay you the lump sum to start off the project, and then the other payments are made as you deliver. Yeah.
And they own, they own the IP though.
Yeah, they own the IP.
So Suna Johnny, you don't own the IP?
No.
Do they buy that rights from you, the writing rights?
There's no figure written there, rights, but yeah, they buy it.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. So again, this thing for us is a process. So we knew what we were getting ourselves into. We knew we didn't have capital. We didn't have any money. So the easiest thing is sell your IP so that you are paid a bit higher, so that now you have a bit of capital to try and do your own things. So the goal is to fully own our IP, and that's what we are moving into now. Like the films, we fully own the IP. Undercover, which is a show, but we will not have gotten here.
Bro, it's exposure. Call it what it is.
It is exposure.
It is exposure.
It is exactly that.
It is exposure into this market.
Yeah.
Show we can do this level of quality.
Yes.
Get a foot into the door.
Yes.
Yeah, you're getting Suna Johnny without paying my IP costs.
Yeah.
As in what I mean, market costs.
Right.
Like if you had to get a James Bond or an American movie.
Yes.
But to Kondani.
To Kondani.
Okay, so you're becoming, hey, bro, this is so good. This is so good. Wow. You're sideering people. So we're going to come to Click Bang because me, that model of how you're raising finance, that's a whole opportunity right there. Even if somebody was to come and partner with you because you understand the industry and be like, you do the risk management on the people who want movies within the industry.
Right.
Because you understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, we're coming to that. But let me stick to this becoming CEO. So at this point, accountant has come in. So now you hire an accountant?
Yes. Currently, I have 3 accountants.
Wow,
I do not joke.
Wow.
I do not joke with accountants. Yeah.
Bro, that's so powerful. Even me, the first guy I ever hired for Mwap Entertainment, which CTA is under, is an accountant. First guy.
Very smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the first guy I hired was a lawyer, sought me out. Second guy I hired was an accountant.
Yes.
Because of KRA. He just sought out my life.
Yes.
So, for you guys, now the second time around when you get it recommissioned, what happens? You have another accountant, and you're in 5 million debt.
Yes. So we now have an accountant, but we're still 5M in debt. So I remember Abel talked to Nini, the landlord then, because now we were all like, what are we doing wrong? Where did we get it wrong? Because genuinely hatuja pocket idu, but we are making losses. So so now we started talking to different people just to get their perspective. And I remember Abel came and told us he just talked to the landlord who is super rich, and he said, now I know you guys are in debt, but your priority now is this new contract. That's your priority, not the debt. So figure out a way how you're going to get people back to work and pay them later the debt. So you can imagine the type of hard conversation
When you see
we needed. Now I am becoming CEO. Now it's hard conversations. So I'm literally calling people and telling them the shows have done really well. We're coming back for a second season. However, we need to deduct money from you guys, because one of the mistakes we made, we overpaid people in the first season. Because tulikuwa tunataka change game. Remember, we are culture changers. So now the math and the accountant is telling us, bro, this rates you're paying people, not feasible.
Yeah.
So it was a very heartbreaking moment, and to date I still appreciate the crew and cast of both shows when we had to have this hard conversation and telling them, guys, as we messed up and we're trying to rectify things, so you guys have done a fantastic job, but the rates we're paying you guys are not feasible. We have to reduce your money. We have to deduct your money. It was not an easy conversation. So we started from there, and then now we say tumejua kuninido, but now it's working our our behinds off. Yeah. So that in the period we've been given to shoot, we shoot in a shorter period, so that the surplus that we save covers the debt.
Wow.
So imagine this conversation. You're not only telling people we are reducing your salaries, you're now telling them, oh, na ile deni sikuwa nimewalipa. Imagine bado siwalipi. Mnaanza job. Then as tunapiga job ni wamalizie deni, and then sasa nianze kuwalipa for the new project. Yeah.
But hear me out. Bro, you're a leader. Leadership needs hard conversations.
Yeah.
But you see, your integrity sorted you. Because as much as you're telling guys that it's painful, but you're telling them.
Yeah.
To mess up. You're owning up. I overpaid you. I was trying to be good.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I will never, that word integrity is so key for me because it has saved me. The number of times, again, like you've worked with corporates, so money never comes in when you expect. There's always delays, or do someone didn't sign what, or do
Oh, you put the wrong
you put
number
the wrong
on the
exactly
invoice.
on the invoice. There's a month my team worked for, they worked for 2 months without salaries. And so, you know, the first time I just honestly just call for a meeting, I tell them this is the situation. For some reason, these guys have not paid us, but we need to complete this shoot so that the money comes in. The way the money is structured, do you know my crew were the ones who are telling me, Phil, usijali, tutafanya job. Tufanye job, usijali. Tunajua huwezi hepa na do zetu. Because kitu walikuwa wamezoea in the industry is they work with the producer promises them they'll pay them, the money comes, you never hear from the producer again. But for me, they had seen over time that negative 5M debt, we cleared all of it. We paid everyone. To date, we don't owe anyone any money. We always pay. Sometimes it's hard, it's slower, it might take time, but we always pay. And they had come to trust us. So when we had that convo, for 2 months, wasi walikuwa na come job na hakuna salo. But wananiambia, buda, tunajua itakam. In fact, kwanza ni fiti, juu sasa itakuja imeshikana, tutakuwa sawa. Yeah. Integrity is key.
So did you lose anybody from that period?
Imagine, no? Interestingly enough, no? I mean, maybe wataongea vibaya huko kando, but no.
But they came.
They came.
Wow.
They came back. That's something else you also learn in our industry. Genuinely in our industry, if your goal is money, you will not survive for long. Because if there's an industry that just... I know I say this, it may sound naive and stupid, but anyone in the film industry does it for passion, 100%. The reason you're seated here, incurring costs, shooting this content, I know this content doesn't pay you. YouTube doesn't pay you enough to shoot this. But you're still here. It's more than the money.
For sure.
Passion.